about translation, and more specifically about translation of West Indian literature into Spanish. What motivated the thesis was basically the fact that most translators tend to standardize their final product so that a novel would read, even if it's West Indian, wouldn't read as West Indian, but just as a standard novel. So basically, I think, well, for West Indian literature, that aspect, the dialect and the social act, as represented in its literature, is very important, and it's so important that it needs to be recovered in translation. So basically what I did was to come up with a theory. It's called the theory of dialect reconstruction, and it's based on a corpus linguistics. I basically gather a corpus of Hispanic Caribbean writers and checked how they represented Caribbean Spanish, and what were the patterns they used, so on, to recover the social aspect or the dialectal aspect in Spanish. So with that information, then I attempted to translate a short story from Trinidad, actually, into Spanish, and trying to recover that Caribbeanness, I would say. Alright, so in terms of future research, I would like to take some work that I'm doing with my students, actually, in translation class. We're working on subtitling, and we're subtitling some Caribbean short films, and we're actually trying to use this theory of dialect reconstruction for the subtitles as well. So what we're doing is working on how, now since they are translated into English, so how Caribbean English or any variation of English basically is represented in writing and in speech too. So we're working with Cuban films and Puerto Rican films. I'd like to invite our students to consider work in translation in the future, in postgraduate, for instance, and we will certainly develop something in translation. Muchas gracias.